If you've spotted Novuna on your bank statement and you're scratching your head wondering what on earth it is, you're definitely not alone. Thousands of people Google this every single month, and I'm about to clear up the confusion once and for all. Novuna is actually one of the UK's largest finance companies, but they're sneaky about their branding, which is why you might not recognize them immediately. They handle everything from car finance to personal loans, credit cards to retail finance, but they often appear on your statement in ways that aren't immediately obvious. So let's dive into exactly what these charges might be and what you should do about them. First up, let's talk about what Novuna actually is. They're a massive UK finance company that was previously known as Hitachi Capital. They provide loans, credit cards, and financing for everything from cars to home improvements. The thing is, they often work behind the scenes with other brands, which is why their name might appear on your statement even when you thought you were dealing with someone else entirely. Now, here are the most common ways Novuna might appear on your bank statement. The most obvious one is direct debits for loan repayments. If you've taken out a personal loan, car finance, or hire purchase agreement in the past few years, there's a good chance Novuna is behind it. They might appear as Novuna Personal Finance, Novuna Consumer Finance, or sometimes just Novuna Limited. These are usually monthly payments that you've agreed to, but if you've forgotten about the loan or the amount seems wrong, it's worth checking your paperwork. Another common appearance is for credit card payments. Novuna issues credit cards, often in partnership with retailers or through comparison websites. If you applied for a credit card online or through a cashback site, check if it's actually a Novuna card. The payments might show up as Novuna Credit or similar. Then there's retail finance. This is where it gets really confusing. Novuna provides the financing for loads of retailers, especially for big purchases like furniture, electronics, or home improvements. So if you bought a sofa on finance from DFS or got a new TV on a payment plan from Currys, Novuna might be the company actually providing that credit. The payment might show up months after your purchase, which is why it can be so confusing. Car finance is another big one. Novuna is huge in the car finance world. If you've bought a car on finance, whether that's hire purchase, personal contract purchase, or a loan from virtually any UK dealer, there's a decent chance Novuna is involved. These payments are usually monthly and quite substantial, so they should be easy to spot. But if you went through a broker or the dealership handled everything, you might not have realized who your actual finance provider was. Here's what you should do if you spot an unfamiliar Novuna charge. First, don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Check your emails and paperwork for any loan agreements, credit applications, or finance deals you've signed recently. Look for anything mentioning Novuna, Hitachi Capital, or the specific amount being charged. If you still can't identify the charge, contact Novuna directly. Their customer service team can look up your details and explain exactly what the payment is for. Their number is on their website, and they're generally pretty helpful at explaining charges. However, here's the important bit. If you're absolutely certain you haven't taken out any finance or loans, and you can't find any paperwork, this could be a sign of fraud. Someone might have taken out credit in your name. In this case, contact Novuna immediately to report potential fraud, and also check your credit report with Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion to see if there are any accounts you don't recognize. Now, if you do have legitimate Novuna products, here are some tips for managing them effectively. First, make sure you understand exactly what you're paying for. Novuna offers various types of credit, and the terms can be quite different. Some products have early repayment charges, others don't. Some have variable interest rates, others are fixed. Knowing what you've got helps you make better decisions. If you're struggling with payments, contact them sooner rather than later. Like most UK lenders, Novuna has to treat customers fairly if they're having financial difficulties. They can often arrange payment holidays, reduced payments, or restructuring deals. But these options work best if you get in touch before you miss payments, not after. For car finance specifically, remember that with higher purchase deals, you can usually hand the car back once you've paid half the total amount. This is called voluntary termination, and it's a legal right. Novuna has to accept this, although there might be charges if the car's damaged beyond normal wear and tear. Finally, always keep an eye on your credit score. Novuna reports to credit agencies, so making your payments on time will help your score, but missing payments will definitely hurt it. You can check your score for free with several apps and websites. The key takeaway here is that Novuna is a legitimate, major UK finance company, so charges from them are usually nothing to worry about, but it's always worth double-checking, especially if you can't immediately identify what the payment is for.